Dialing into your energy, Scorpio, you feel very introspective and honestly very focused and intense in a way in the month of October. And this actually makes a lot of sense with the astrology. We are very focused on spirituality for you this month. We're also seeing some shifts or changes in your interpersonal relationships. But I just did the Pisces reading and the energy was very loud. It was very fast. And for you, it is still very focused, but it's very quiet. It's very internal. And so I feel like a lot of you are having a major perspective shift or breakthrough this month. And it feels like this could be happening either in your dreamscape or in your subconscious. There could be some sort of truth that really radically redefines the way that you understand yourself. If you're excited for this month's reading and you're not already subscribed, then this is the month to do it. I'm very likely to rebrand either in October or in the very near future. So if you want to make sure that you are always up to date with what's in the cards for you, then definitely be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification. I get comments and messages from you each and every month saying that you haven't seen me for some time, you haven't seen my videos, and that you've missed me. And the truth is, I've missed you as well. I've actually been uploading since over a year ago again, after taking a bit of a break. I still haven't gotten everybody back, so if you do support this channel, it not only helps me continue to put out messages for all of you, but also reach people who are still looking for it, for people who still need them, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. For those of you who are new to this channel, it's great to have you. My name is Michael, and I utilize tarot and tropical astrology to intuit monthly forecasts for your zodiac sign. I also have links in the description of this video for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions. I will never DM you or send you a message or leave you a comment to solicit my services. Anyone who's doing this is just a fake account, so you can just report and block them. You can also follow all of my actual social media using the links in the description of this video. That way you're sure that you are following me. Now, let's get into October reading. I'm very curious to see what we have this month for you. Before we get too far into the tarot here, I just want to start off with an animal spirit card. I actually did pull the fox, and this makes me feel like things might not be what they appear at first glance, because fox energy is very much the shapeshifter. It is kind of this thing where you see the fox and then it vanishes. It's almost like you might question what you just saw, or you saw just a flash of something and then it's gone. But whenever I see the fox, it's about pursuing it. It's about going into the wilderness, maybe getting a little lost, chasing after something. And this could feel like a really scary thing for some people, but I feel like for you, this is more like chasing after your magic, following that feeling of inspiration. And I really do get this energy of like being a shapeshifter this month. You might realize there are parts of you, or there is this pattern that you have that you didn't recognize before, and maybe other people see it. I really do get this with the eclipse that we have on the 14th in Libra. This could really be signifying a change in your subconscious, becoming aware of something that was once hidden. And again, this is a very intuitive, magical energy for you, especially with the fox here. I really get the sense that you might not be what you think you are, or you could be more than you think you are. I'm curious to see what the actual tarot says for you, Scorpio, but this energy feels very, it feels very mysterious. And so as you go through the month of October, it's important that you're not trying to solve things right away, that you're not trying to understand things right away, because it's almost like when you just allow yourself to observe and to take in information, that is when you are going to understand things. That is when you're going to have this breakthrough, especially in regards to your mental health or maybe your true identity or true self. Interesting. We do have the Strength card in reverse with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, and this is showing up in the past energy. So I feel like for this group, if this is the reading that's for you, you are realizing that you have believed that being strong meant not asking for help. And some of you had this thing where it's like you didn't want to burden people, you didn't want to impose on other people, you didn't want to be too heavy or too intense. But the truth is, Scorpio, that's actually ego. It's our pride that gets in the way of asking for help or asking for support. At least that's what I'm getting with the Strength card. It's kind of the shadow Leo energy. So I feel like there's something that you've been reconciling with maybe in September where you are seeing, I need to ask for help. I need to ask for support. I have this really strong face. At least that's what I get from you. Like, I feel like regardless of how you feel inside, people see you as very capable. They see you as very, very solid. But I think there's something here where it's like, you feel like you need support. You desire more support, more connection. Very, very interesting. What else do we have for Scorpio? Yeah, again, 7 of Cups with the Empress. Interesting. 7 of Cups really can signify things not being as they appear, or things feeling kind of foggy, misty, cloudy. It's this sort of dreamscape kind of energy. I feel like you're very in your head right now. And looking at this with the Empress that also came out, I'm actually getting that some of you are trying to figure out what it is that actually makes you happy, or maybe redefining your sense of stability or security. What are the things that are worth waking up for in the morning? That's what I'm really getting here. And you might be thinking a lot about these things, especially as we're in Libra season, where you're really focused on your mental health, on your subconscious. Some of you might also be realizing that you only thought you wanted a certain job or a certain role or even a relationship because of either societal expectations or expectations that were placed on you from your childhood or your early conditioning, maybe from your parents. And it's like you're seeing a new part of yourself. You're seeing that maybe there's more to the story. Because I really get the sense, Scorpio, at least if you are supposed to be watching this video, you have this idea of what it is that you want, but it might be actually different from what you really want. And I'm sorry to kind of be stumbling over my words here. I feel like the energy is, I'm really searching for your message in this video. This feels different from the other readings I've done so far. And again, it kind of makes sense, being the season we are in, being in Libra season for you. It's very confusing. And generally speaking, this season before our season, whether you are Scorpio sun, moon, or rising, it can be a very thoughtful time. It can be a very introspective time. And kind of a contemplative period as well. Yeah, 7 of Swords. There's definitely this trickster energy, and this feels very much like this fox. There is this thing that isn't what it appears to be, and this could be another person. I really want to clarify what the 7 of Swords is about. Why is the 7 of Swords here? What does the 7 of Swords represent? Ooh, the moon, your subconscious. Yeah, some of you have just been lying to yourself. If I could just be so blunt. And maybe you know that on some level. You probably know that on some level. Or maybe you started off kind of wearing this mask or wearing this face, but then you started to believe it, but you knew it wasn't really the real you. I'm just getting that with the fox energy as well. You kind of became what you felt like other people needed or what a situation needed. And in October, you're kind of letting that go. And to be honest, this really could have profound implications in your relationships. Just looking at the end of this month, we have a full moon eclipse in the sign of Taurus, which for you does represent your close partnerships. That could be romantic, that could be a business partnership, that could be some sort of committed relationship, or even just a really close friend. And it's actually funny because I feel like this person saw the real you and you didn't want to see it. And maybe I'm actually getting this story that some of you either stopped talking to someone or you just didn't take someone seriously. And by the end of the month, you're kind of having this full circle like, oh shit, this person really knew me all along. This person saw this all along and I didn't want to see it myself. So I'm getting that as well. Obviously, these are general readings, so the way that this applies to your own life could be very different for each of you. But if you do feel called to share, I would love to hear in the comments down below what this truth is. Because I feel like other people have seen you, Scorpio. They've seen parts of you that you've either not seen or not wanted to own up to, or were just too hesitant to claim. This doesn't even have to be a negative thing. But I kind of get the sense it's something like, maybe someone was like, yeah, you hate your job. And you were like, what? No, I don't hate my job. It's just really hard right now. But then the more you kind of think about it, you're sort of seeing like, actually, I don't enjoy this anymore. That's just an example. It doesn't have to be the case for all of you. But it's just like, you had this sort of mental story that was different than someone else's perception. And you're realizing that in this case, someone else might have known you better than you've known yourself, or had some sort of insight, at least, into some area of your life. What else do we have, Scorpio? We have the Devil. Yep, some major shadow work, some working through some fears and some self-limiting beliefs. Very often when we think of the Devil, we see the bondage here. We feel stuck. We feel like we can't break free from a situation or from a belief. And this is the challenge for you this month. It's to really poke holes in your self-limiting beliefs. Well, why can't you desire something else? Why can't you admit certain things to yourself? And I think this is all really important because we are coming into your season, Scorpio. There's going to be a lot of energy in your sign at the end of October and really in November. We have a new moon in November in your sign as well, which is really going to be like a new sense of identity, stepping into something new, especially if you are a Scorpio rising. But this could also resonate if you're a Scorpio sun, moon, or have any Scorpio placements really. But yeah, I feel like there's some major shadow work here. You're looking at self-limiting beliefs. You're questioning how you might feel like you're not good enough for certain things with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you have been wanting to master something before you begin, but it's like you're supposed to learn as you go. And I feel like you have this perfectionism or this thing that makes it really hard for you to just do something. And if there's one thing for the collective that is true about October, this month is about making changes that may scare us or intimidate us, because we have 2 eclipses this month. We also have Pluto going direct in Capricorn, which is one of your ruling planets. It's your modern ruler. And so with Pluto moving forward again, there are a lot of themes about death, transformation, and rebirth that people are really feeling. And that's also just very kind of archetypally your energy, Scorpio. So as we get later into the season, we really do feel this need to transform, to change, and to maybe let go of certain things, to release things that are no longer serving us, things that we have outgrown. And for you, this is actually feeling like you're releasing a lot of beliefs. And you are also like, I'm hearing you are giving yourself new affirmations. You are speaking to yourself differently. You're speaking to yourself in a more kind way or manner. And if you're not doing this, this is what you need to be doing, because I feel like you are so critical of yourself and other people don't even see you this way. In some way, you're your own worst enemy. I'm just going to say that. Like with the moon and the devil, I feel like you're your own worst critic sometimes. And some of you have been afraid to ask for help, to ask for support, to ask for guidance. And I'm curious, why is that? Maybe even comment down below. Why have you been afraid to reach out for support? What is this fear of failure really about? And honestly, this is just one of these readings where I feel like I could just be asking you a bunch of questions, Scorpio. So I apologize if that's not what you want to hear, but I mean, it really is just the energy right now. There are these big questions. It's not a time of jumping to fast solutions or immediate answers. And I did say that at the beginning of this reading. So seems to come to fruition here. Yeah, okay, beautiful. We do have the Ace of Pentacles at the end of this month for you. Going into November, you are stepping forward in some way. Finding new stability, new abundance. There could be a new opportunity for you. Maybe even a commitment. I feel like some of you are in relationships that, for those of you who are in partnerships, that challenge you because you are needing to be more vulnerable and be received in a way that you've never been received before. And while eclipses can bring endings, they can also signify very intense culminations as well. There could be a commitment for you at the end of the month, and this could actually be a romantic commitment. Maybe defining a relationship, taking a relationship to the next level, maybe even something like marriage or something very invested, very joint with another person. And if this isn't a romantic thing, it could be like signing a contract with someone, doing something that is very much a commitment. And whenever I see the Ace of Pentacles, it does kind of make me think of like a 1-year commitment or a 1-year contract. There could be lease or something that you're signing with someone else. That's just for a few of you. But overall, this Ace of Pentacles really does signify that there is a new beginning. There is a new chapter. What else do we have? Show us clearly, please. There's the Page of Wands. Wow, 10 of Cups. I'm just going to say it now. There really could be like a proposal for some of you. Or talk of marriage, thinking about marriage, thinking about what commitment means to you. I feel like there's some sort of movement forward here. I saw the Page of Pentacles or the Ace of Pentacles here, and I was like, I feel like this could be a marriage. And then the 10 of Cups is also a marriage indicator. So there really could be something like that for some of you. Obviously not for all of you. And it could also be like some of you are at different places with this. Maybe some of you are meeting someone who is very significant to you. Maybe there is just kind of strengthening a relationship, a connection, or maybe even recommitting to a partner in some way. Overall, Ace of Pentacles and 10 of Cups in the broadest sense is you taking a tangible step towards your happiness, towards your dreams, especially things that are very personal to you. And I really feel like there's something about being fearless. Working up the courage with the Page of Wands. Very, very interesting energy. I'm gonna pull a moon card for you, and then I think we will call it a wrap for you this month, Scorpio. But really, really profound And interesting energy. I feel like there's a lot of soul searching. I do feel like there is a breakthrough of some kind, and you breaking free of some sort of limitation or some sort of belief. Maybe some of you are just opening yourself up to love again, but I really do feel like there's a very significant commitment that is coming into your life. And it might surprise you. It might feel daunting to you. It might feel like risking being vulnerable again. But I think vulnerability is really the thing that makes people the happiest. Like, you can't be happy if you're afraid of being vulnerable. You can't feel connected with people if you're not willing to be vulnerable. I really think of the work of Brene Brown, who talks all about the power of vulnerability. And maybe that's something to look into for some of you as well. But there is a power in being vulnerable. With that Five of Pentacles and the Strength card in reverse. And it's okay to be vulnerable. I feel like for a lot of you, it's safe to be vulnerable. Obviously, use your own intuition and discernment there. But yeah, have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon, just having faith in general. Something is building. There is an all-new cycle. There is something that is just beginning in your life, Scorpio. And I feel like many of you are afraid of endings. I mean, we have a bunch of eclipses this month, so maybe some of you are like hearing about all the eclipses and you're like, what's ending in my life? What's going to go wrong in my life? But I actually feel like, no, Scorpio, it's just beginning. This is just the beginning. You don't have to be afraid of things ending. Your life is just beginning. I really feel that in some way. We also have a full moon in Aries. A fiery climax approaches. That is actually a full moon that we have in September on the 29th, tomorrow from the day of this recording. And it really feels like you are making the changes in your day-to-day life, thinking about where Aries energy falls for you, Scorpio. This full moon in Aries in September is really interesting because it's actually almost an eclipse. It's very, very close to being an eclipse, but didn't quite make it. And there are some very profound changes that are happening here. You are going after what you want, and taking initiative on things. Maybe some of you are making a proposal. Maybe some of you are committing in some way. And I actually think that makes more sense. Some of you are really stepping forward, saying yes to something, committing yourself to something. I feel like there's one more message. What is the final message for Scorpio? Okay. I said one more message and I got a few cards actually. So I'm going to take them all. We do have the full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. There are things that are ending, but I think they ended, honestly, by the time you're watching this. Maybe around this full moon in Aries. Maybe you've just had enough of something. Enough is enough. There is a supermoon. Emotions are running high. And this also applies to eclipses as well. The energy is just very heightened. You're in a very sensitive energy all throughout this month because we do have a lot happening in the sign of Libra, which is a very sensitive part for you, astrologically speaking. But this is a turning point. This is a really important pivot point. And you actually do have the new moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. There's a new adventure, maybe quite literally for some of you. We do have a new moon in Sagittarius, I believe, in December. So that is coming up. Maybe there is something you are planning around that time. But I really do feel like with luck on your side, you just need to take a risk. You need to take a chance. You need to take that leap of faith. And the funny thing is, Scorpio, I feel like whatever it is that scares you, whatever it is that feels like this huge leap of faith, For those of you that take it this month or decide to move towards it, you realize it's actually not as big of a deal as you thought it was. It's like you think you're about to jump off a cliff and it's like a 2-inch drop and you're like, I was afraid of making this change the whole time. I was afraid of doing this. This is what I was afraid of. Why did I spend so much of my time and energy being anxious and being fearful? It's not what it appears to be with the fox. You think this is like some big scary move or some big scary thing that you're about to do, Scorpio, but actually when you finally just do it and work through the fear, it's very straightforward. And you might even be laughing at yourself and just seeing how easy it was to move forward. Anyways, those are all the messages I have for you, Scorpio. I do hope that this was helpful. Definitely be sure to hit like and subscribe, especially if you've made it this far into the video. Again, all of my links are in the description if you're looking for personal readings or distance Reiki sessions. I also do aura and chart readings if any of that is interesting to you. Maybe seeing some different sides of you could be helpful. I also have a playlist if you want to check out the videos, maybe for your moon or rising sign. There could be other messages there for you as well. And I will see you all next time. Take care, Scorpio, and have a happy and blessed October, and also a very blessed solar return. A happy birthday to those of you who have that this month as well. Okay, take care.